Quick TV, bridging information gap.
Welcome to Drugs and Or Dreams, a show where we highlight the devastating impacts of drugs on communities, families, and above all, even on the individual. Drugs can destroy aspirations. Drugs can ruin relationships. Drugs can even lead to financial idiocracy. And today we are blessed. We have a pastor from Heaven of Hope. Pastor, can you please introduce yourself to your viewers?
Thank you. I'm Pastor Davisfield Mudimba. I'm the founder of Heaven of Hope Trusts and Rebirth Wellness Hub. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pastor, for coming to the show. Like viewers, like what we are saying, drugs and or dreams. And today we want to talk to Pastor so that we can understand how best can we assist young people or even the youth in the communities or even in the country at large. How best can we remove them from the dangers of drugs? So first, before we even venture into that, can you please tell the viewers what is Hope of Heaven?
All right. Heaven of Hope Trust is an organization that rehabilitates people with drug and substance abuse challenges. Not only that, it just addresses the addiction problem. So it is an organization that is addressing addiction problems. Addictions come in different forms. Some people are addicted to pornography, some are addicted to sex, some are addicted to drugs and all that. So we are clinical in terms of how we handle those issues as we help people. That's Heaven of Hope as far as it is concerned. It is a non-profit making organization, which means all the services that we offer at Heaven of Hope, they are free services. And we do it in a way of workshops. We do workshops across the country, across Zimbabwe, across even other countries that have been benefiting out of this program. However, we have another organization that we partner together, and I'm also the founder of the organization, which is called Rebirth Wellness Hub Mental Health Consultancy. At Rebirth, what we do is that we offer the counseling services and rehabilitation of people who are using or misusing drugs.
Okay, I get you. Okay, just to give a better understanding to the viewers, can you just highlight in summary how Heaven of Hope came to become?
Okay, Heaven of Hope came from a vision that I had before, to see humanity living in one form, living a life that is sane, where everyone is normal and we are just addressing our problems in a sane manner, and we are all agreeing to one point. So that's how Heaven of Hope came to be. So I partnered with a friend of mine who is in United Kingdom, and we started Heaven of Hope Trust. So we started doing these workshops as a trial and error. And also while we were pursuing our education and qualifications, we ended up now learning new things in Heaven of Hope that would help people who are suffering from different kinds of addictions. So we ended up now running Heaven of Hope with a better understanding and a better picture of where we are going and where we are coming from.
Okay. Now that, or even now, you understand, as Zimquick TV, drugs and or dreams, we accept that, and I'm sure as Heaven of Hope, you also accept and understand that. So now, what the viewers maybe they would want to understand and know, we are saying these people, their dreams have been destroyed, but then there's still hope for these dreams to be revived. So as Heaven of Hope, what have you done to revitalize, since you said you are dealing with addiction and rehabilitation? So what is it that you have done as an organization that shows that you are rehabilitating these people?
Not only did we rehabilitate people in Zimbabwe, but we brought so much awareness through different televisions and different spaces of exposure. For example, on ZBC TV, we had programs on drug and substance abuse. We worked with YGT. We worked with different kinds of televisions across Zimbabwe. And also we have done awareness campaigns in churches, awareness campaigns in different organizations, awareness campaigns in communities. And I think we have covered the greater ground of Zimbabwe so far. We have traveled to different provinces across Zimbabwe, and actually this year we are working towards covering the whole Zimbabwe.
Okay. Viewers, you are hearing it from the horse's mouth himself, the founder of House of Heaven, an organization that has a mandate to rehabilitate and help youngsters or even older people who are suffering from drug abuse. Okay, now say that you have highlighted that you've been on television shows, you've been partnering with different organizations, you've visited different institutions. What challenges or what is a common baseline that you're finding or realizing within these people who are being affected with drugs? What is the main baseline cause?
What I'm gonna say is that it's the same devil everywhere, and I would want to remove some certain specs that people are wearing on that topic, because it is actually broader than what we might think. Because the baseline is wherever you go, you will find the youth misusing drugs. And when they misuse drug, they are going to tell you that it's because of unemployment rate, it's because of stress, different kinds of depressions and whatever. Mjolo also being another aspect that is in the drugs. But what I've come to realize is that the realest problem is that our economic actors have become so weak to such an extent that they are not participating in economic activities. And when they don't participate in economic activities, what we get is a high unemployment rate, because we are supposed to contribute, not to contribute in terms of being employed, but to contribute in employment creation. We have that capacity as the young people. So if we have the more people who are economic actors who are using drugs, they are misled, they are misguided in a lot of aspects. They have misjudgments about a lot of things. So at the end of the day, for us now to curb the situation of unemployment, it becomes very difficult. So we are going to have this challenge for years and years if the generation does not unlearn and relearn new things. So the common ground is that people are saying unemployment is the problem, we don't have things to do and all that. Yet at the end of the day, we are also the economic actors who are supposed to create employment even for the elderly people and the upcoming generation. Okay, just to come back to the story. So you are saying the main cause of drug abuse, we don't have to run and look for somewhere else, but just to look into the mirror. We are the solution. We are the solution. We are the solution. And we are even the cause. Yes, that's where the statement by His Excellence, which says, that's actually where it is being directed. It is more economical than it is more political. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, you said you is Hope of Heaven or Heaven of Hope. Yeah. You move around institutions. And I think I once saw one of your podcasts where you were in one of the prisons. All right. So now my question is, you are visiting these people inside. You are educating and conscientizing them on the negative impacts of drugs. Yes, Papa. But now my question is, these people, they are inside. Do you have any part or any project where you do a follows-up program for those who you conscientize in the prison to see whether they are actually doing whatever you taught them? Yes, so much. We are working with prisons, and we have got support networks that we have built across prisons in Zimbabwe. Wherever we go, we create a support network, because for teaching someone alone about drug and substance abuse is not enough. They need support to get out of the kind of addictions they will be going through. So we've got support networks and support programs where we come back again, we do another workshop that is more of a follow-up workshop, and then we realize we look around the issue to see whether it is helping people or it's not helping. If it's not helping, we find the loopholes and try to fill those loopholes. Okay. Yeah. Now, as Zimquick TV, we believe that dreams can be revived. Hope can be revived. So now, as drugs can destroy someone from interpersonal, community, and even to the family level, how best now do you think we can help? Let's start from the community level. How best can we revive dreams of those who have been in drugs or who are even taking drugs as a community? All right. I came up with a new definition of what I call accommodation. I said accommodation is not just offering shelter, but accommodation is a place inside the heart to belong. Okay. Right. So what I meant by that is that us as a community, we should be able to shelter people or accommodate people who are around our communities and not call them names by the way of judgment, but we can rehabilitate them in our communities by incorporating them even when they are going through some challenges. Let me take this in a vernacular language. Kana kune munhu murombo ari mumaraini medu, hatifambi tichimuti uyo murombo tinofamba tichingotara kuti nhasi havana chavanacho, ngatimbovape hope. Why don't we do that kuma drug and substance abuse? Why don't we say munhu ari kunetseka nemadrugs, how best can we rehabilitate this person? Kana uyo tichikwanisa kumupa hope nekuti nhasi arara nenzara mangwana, and mangwana kana tikakwanisa kumupa hope yekuti nhasi arara nenzara, it means we can still do the same to someone ari ku experience a drug and substance abuse. Tonzwisisa, because drug and substance abuse is not the problem. The problem is what caused someone to get into drug and substance abuse. So let's address those challenges. If we address those challenges, you will realize that we have got atina vanhu vakawanda vari kutomboda kumashandisa madrugs acho. They are being tormented by these drugs. They don't even like them, but they are just going for them so that they can escape the realities of life. So let's go to the realities of life. What is the challenge that this person is going through, and we address that challenge. That is the way we can keep this situation as communities.
Now that you have mentioned that, there are truly some people who just end up into drugs, not because there was peer pressure or family problems, but just because someone was doing it. So now as a community, like you said, we don't have to give them names. We don't have to pinpoint them. We don't have to do that, but rather we give them space, we accommodate them. Okay, thank you. What about the family now? As a family, within the family, mumba muna baba mai ni vaningina wangu 4 ni mkoma 1 asingatofarira nyedzo. What should we do as a family?
All right, I think what we should do as a family is to develop more space for someone ari family ari kuyuza ma drugs and substances, because after all, it is only through love that that person is going to come back. Because number 1, mukamutanga kumujaja muchimutaura muchimutsura achiramba kuteerera, because ma drugs acho anokanganisa judgment. Imimi mukaramba muchifungiza kuti muri kutaura nemunhu wamagara mutaura naye mazuva ese, it is wrong. Take that person as someone who is experiencing a certain chronic disease, where you have to be patient with that person, whether they heal or they don't heal, you still have to accommodate them, because kana munhu achitorwara ane cancer, anditika amaenda kunomusiya kuchipatara mota aiwa ngagara kuchipatara afire ikoko. When you are advised, kana mamenesa kuchipatara ikoko, you try to curb the situation, mchitry kuita se kumusesekeza mchimuumbiridza. Let's do the same for people who are using drugs. That's how best we can accommodate them. And also let's try to find information around drug and substances, because katisina information yekuziva ma effects iron day, ma solutions iron day, there is no way we are going to help that person. So let's go out of the box and start to research about things that could that would help that person and also help us, because isusu kana tichibatsira vanhu organization kwedu atibatsire munhu ari kutambudzwa nemadrugs chete, tinobatsirawo nevanogara naye ari kutambudzwa nemadrugs. Why? Because when someone is using drugs, chinhu chaanenge achiita zvozvo zvese ma-effects ese ma-drugs aya anodzoka kumunhu waanogara naye futi. So which means munhu waanogara naye atori nemore challenges dzekuti aiwa ndakainvesta chinhu zvangu zvese, and then this is betrayal. So we also help that person because they are also going through a heartbreak situation. So we try to help them, we help the affected and the infected both.
Okay. Then lastly, individually, the person, how, because I understand there are some people who are into drugs, but deep down they are saying, me, I don't want to do this. But like you said, addiction. Addiction can be emotional, it can be psychological, and it can be physical.
Yeah.
But now when it gets to be psychological and emotional, the physical part may say, andidi. But now that psychological part, so how best can the individual involved help himself or herself get out of these things?
It's fun, Baba, because I'll tell you that acceptance is the first stage to recovery.
Yes,
Accept that I have got a challenge. I'm going through some stuff. Accept that I don't have power over it. I don't have power to get over it. That is the first stage towards recovery. When you accept that you don't have a solution to the problem, the second stage to recover is trying to find a solution to the problem. And the solution is never going to be found in you because you are already a failure. Accept that I'm a failure and then go look for how to get over it from someone else. That's the best way to get over addictions.
Okay. Viewers, I'm sure Murguzi Nzwira, if personally you don't accept series, don't, even if the family, even if the community try to assist you, as long as you don't accept it, you cannot be helped. Okay, Pastor, just to understand, whilst you were moving around these provinces and going on these shows, which age do you think is mostly being affected with drugs and substance abuse? And which age do you think is in much need of being taught not to get into the drug abuse thing?
Okay, when I was going across the provinces, I realized that the most ages which are affected by drug and substance abuse is the age between 16 and 26.
Okay.
That is the most affected. And actually that is the most age that I'm concerned with, because these are economic actors. For our economy to be well, these people should act. For our economy to go down, these people should just afford their hands. So these ages that I'm talking about, they are folding hands right now because they are being affected by drugs and substances. However, I also realize that even children from the age of 10, they are also using these drugs. So I would say these children from at the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, up to 16 maybe. All right, they are the incoming generation. And we also have ages from 27 going up to 45 who are also in these challenges of drug and substance abuse. So these stages, there is an outgoing generation and there is an incoming generation. The outgoing generation is supposed to teach the incoming generation on the ways to survive this life. For if they are biased, the country is falling apart. So I think the best way to keep this situation is also to touch from the ages 27 going to 44, so that they can be sane. When they become sane, they can be able to impart something to the incoming generation. So they both need help. No one is left unattended.
Viewers, you heard it for yourself, from the pastor from House of Heaven, an organization that is mandated for rehabilitation and also to teach young people about the effects of drug and substance abuse. Now, for more information about House of Heaven, the number is on the screen. You can contact them on their email. You can contact them on their Gmail for help. From us is Zimquick TV. What we are saying to young people on drugs: drugs they destroy, drugs they limit, drugs they lead to financial doldrums. So continue taking drugs and you end up nameless, shameless, useless, mindless, reckless, and living like a vagabond. From your presenter, the professor, and the team, continue watching this show.